So plants are really different from a lot of other organisms in that they're great shape changes. So,
Okay.
we're stuck with what we've got in our hand, but if you chop a plant organ off, it can regrow another organ really easily. What we want to understand is what are the cellular processes that enable dormancy and which enable cells to be released from that and grow into, to start cell division and expansion. So if we can understand, what are the chemicals that can stop or start that process, and what are the environmental factors and how do they intersect with the other pathways, the molecular hormonal pathways, then we can regulate that trait. If you go to a conference, don't hang out with your friends and talk to the people you know, talk to people you don't know. And that has had a huge impact on me. Before I went to the conference, if I was an introvert, I would research who's going to be there. I would pick out 3 people only for the entire conference with one question for each of those 3 people. And that's all I would do, and I'd go home happy because I did that. Usually there's not going to be 20 or 30 people you want to network with anyway. I've never been to a conference where, or maybe as an older person I have, but as a young person, there was never more than 1 or 2 people that I actually got any benefit out of. I like to align projects with people, with their skills and with their personality. I try to be as relaxed as possible in myself, encourage others to be relaxed. I like to make lots of jokes. I like to have food when we're having activities. That's why I have this room. It has a kettle and, I have lots of cups in the drawer and, I like to do that. So I feel that food helps people relax. But also I try not to speak all the time. I'm quite loud and reasonably outgoing, but I try to be quiet if I can and let others speak. And I always make sure that people are very respectful of each other, mindful of what I understand are cultural variations in the way people approach things. Like we don't always have drinks to celebrate things. We might have lunches. We often have lunches. So it's about putting time off in the calendar, actually scheduling, I'm sequestering this time for me or my family. I think if you overwork, you don't achieve anyway, so there's no point. People in my lab are doing great things and I don't know how to interpret it or understand it because I'm too tired or too busy, then I'm useless for them. I might as well not be at work at all. You're better off to be productive in a smaller amount of time so that you are doing a better job of that.